just talking about, I guess some of the biggest news this season is we still have yet to see NBA phenom Zion Williamson this season.
Right.
Due to a meniscus surgery, he's had an extended absence, longer than we all thought. And the overall question I want to ask Keon is, did the Pelicans make the right move by drafting Zion if they knew this was going to happen?
So on this one, I have to say, as of now, no. Did they make the Did they make the right move?
Did they make the right move?
The right move. Oh, okay. Right move. So
even if they knew that, like, hey, he's not going to play yet.
As of now, I think it's very early to tell. Obviously, as of right now, I'd still say yes. But you can't really tell that, in my opinion, until he steps on the court. So obviously, the injury concerns are very concerning. I mean, you want your number one overall pick to play. And obviously, him gaining weight is concerning. You want him to be in shape. You want him to look like a number one overall pick. But let me give you an example of some players who were hurt their first year and ended up becoming great NBA players. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. All those players missed their first year. Embiid even missed years after that. But I'm sure the Sixers do not regret drafting Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons. So I definitely think you can have injury concerns and still pan out and be a great NBA player. I think it's too early to tell and write the book on Zion yet. At Duke, he was clearly the best player in the country. And I think a healthy Zion is a surefire superstar. So with that being said, as long as he can get on the court and make it and not obviously have an injury-riddled career, I think it still was the right move to draft him number one.
Yeah, like Kyrie had, 2 games in college?
Yeah, Kyrie only played 2 games.
Yeah, guy came in the league and did his thing. Yeah. And he had more serious knee injuries, so that just goes to say something. But I feel like we were kind of talking about this last night at our show meeting at Canes. But shout out Canes. I just think one of the concerns for Zion is his build and his body kind of shifting the wrong way towards his build, becoming maybe closer to Charles Barkley than an NFL linebacker.
Yeah.
But I think that his explosiveness will stay the same. Like, he'll keep the same power. I feel like his game's gonna be a little refined. I feel like the Pelicans are gonna take the steps that Chicago didn't with D Rose, and they're gonna be really safe about this. And I think people are gonna get concerned and kind of over exaggerate. But I feel like they have to protect their number one pick. So like, they got to make sure he's healthy, best top shape, because this is an investment. This is not just this season. This is like
it's a long
term. This is huge. This is the biggest asset that their franchise has.
Right.
So obviously they're not going to rush him back, but I feel like they have to be really careful with this injury so it doesn't happen in the future with he compensates too much with his other knee and then he hurts his other knee. There's a lot of things to take into account, especially with his size.
Yeah.
That they should be careful.
Hey, Keon, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
What position is Zion?
Small forward.
Small forward?
Small forward, power forward.
So he's going to be guarding the Paul Georges of the world?
I mean, bro, basketball is a positionless sport right now.
I mean, still.
That's true. I agree with Keon.
But if he can't be guarding the wings and he's a small forward.
But I think he can guard a wing.
I think he could guard Paul George.
I mean, dude, who can
not
guard
the whole game?
Who can guard Paul George?
Not the whole game.
But
you name like a top 10 player and then that no one can guard.
Do you not think he's going to be a top 10 player in the future?
I mean,
I heard you say he's going to be a top 5 player in the future.
That doesn't mean he can guard. James Harden can't guard anybody.
Okay,
I mean, he's one of the elite defenders in the NBA.
Okay, no, he's not. James Harden can James Harden guard Kyrie? James Harden, like an elite player, no one can guard anybody really. No elite
regardless
player can
of
guard
his
any
defense
elite
or his position. Would you rather take in Morant or Barrett instead of Zion? Because every GM in the NFL is like, I mean, in the NBA, my bad, I'm so sorry. Everyone was their mouths were watering because of this guy. Everyone in the league wanted this guy. Every city in the NBA wanted this guy.
I mean, I don't think that's because of his talent though. This past year's draft has been one of the worst talent drafts in a while. That's why we were seeing a lot of these second round picks on draft. Why are we seeing a lot of these second round picks? Pascal,
but we're
seeing Kendrick Nunn.
That's not the reason. That's not the reason though. The hype was that he's the next LeBron. Like he had as much hype as LeBron.
The hype is real. He has cool dunks. I admit that, but he can't do much else on the basketball court. Tell me something. Who was the leading scorer at Duke?
Who took the most
RJ
shots at Duke?
Barrett.
Who took
It
the
was
most
RJ
shots at
Barrett.
Duke? Who took the
but
most shots
it was
at Duke?
RJ's offense. Like he was.
If you're the number one overall pick and your
But
like
they'd
offense is
sit-
considered the best part of your game, and it's the team isn't
They
like
play
running
a
around you.
zone on Duke, and they just make RJ shoot threes. And like he's not the best shooter, but he had more shots. Like facts, he had more shots.
I mean, yeah.
But
RJ
if you look
took
at
more
field goal
shots.
percentage, rebounds, and like
I mean, he's dunking the ball. Hopefully, he can have a high field goal percentage. He's
yeah,
dunking
but
every
he
single
also
time.
shoots.
But
I mean,
I agree.
well, with this question, do you think they should draft a John Morant? Like, do you think they should?
Yeah. So
draft
do you think they
especially
made the
with
wrong
the pieces
move?
they already
you think,
had?
You think they made the wrong move?
I don't think they made the wrong move per se.
With Ingram, do you think they should draft it a big? Like, what do you? I mean,
I don't think they made the wrong move per se. I think the injury concerns are real. The reason he wasn't the number one, like the consensus, like number one, like top prospect coming out of high school was because of his weight. And we saw him kind of slim down in Duke. But when he came to summer league, we saw there was a lot of like concerns or like videos of him, pictures of him like looking kind of fat.
Yeah.
And that might have contributed to him getting injured. Even his coach, Coach K, like his coach at Duke, Coach K, said he shouldn't have been playing in the summer league.
Right.
He
True.
looked out of shape.
true.
And just going
I
off of
believe
that, I mean, if you look at the best players in the league, aside from maybe like Giannis, but Giannis has like a special skill set that I believe that Zion doesn't have. They're more guard dominant players.
They're
Like-
more guard dominant
Yeah,
players.
I was just about to say Zion basically could do what Giannis is doing.
But
But I
you
don't
act
think
like
his handles
Zion
are there.
isn't. You know, Zion can dribble for his size. You act like Zion isn't fast. Like he's
Big,
not
too.
moving like athletic like a guard. Like he moves like a guard, like speed wise.
I know that guy's a powerful guy. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's powery, but he can move. He's agile too. Like he's not like.
But his body can't handle that. Just going off the thing you said earlier, what about Greg Odom? He was injured like most of his first year. You can name tons of players who were injured their first year and never like made
Yeah,
it
but I'm
out.
saying you can also name players who were and like ended up having good careers. So I'm saying it goes both ways. I always hear like, oh, he's the next Greg Oden, but I never hear like, oh, he could be the next Blake Griffin or the next Joel Embiid, who is
Talk
hurt.
about the right player. Talk to see if it's the right move. What do you think Zion's going to be in the future?
If he's
What's-
if he's injury free, I think he could be a star, like superstar.
I feel like his
top five
the
player?
injury is not that big of a concern. It's just a meniscus, and like if
But it's
I mean, he's
but
had
if
two
that's not it's not that. It's that he's gotten hurt 3 times in the last year, and it's that
I
his
know.
body type, he has so much torque when he
But
plays.
if you looked, just like everyone looked so much into this guy for the number 1 pick that if he would have had some like bad knees or something, it would have been already like known. Like
Yeah.
like
Like Michael
Todd
Porter
really
Jr.
has bad knees, and everyone on the earth knows it.
yeah,
like-
it's like Michael Porter Jr. He would have been a top 5 pick had he not had back
he's not
issues.
playing.
I mean,
I know.
yeah,
I'm
he's
saying
still not
that
playing.
he would
He's
he
still
would have
my
been a top
sleeper.
pick had he had not had back issues. But everyone knew that, so that's why
PJ,
he fell
if
in
you're
the draft.
listening, I'm your biggest fan. But no, like really though, because if this guy would have had like a more like this would have been a bigger deal if he was more injury prone. I feel like this doesn't matter because the Pelicans weren't going to win games anyways. Like the Pelicans weren't going to come in the playoffs and be like this huge force and like beat
People definitely
big
thought they were
teams.
going to make the playoffs this year.
Okay, I thought
There's
if they
multiple
had
ways.
everyone healthy, but Lonzo's been hurt. Bismack's been hurt. I don't think. Wait, no, not Bismack. Derek Favors. Derek Favors has been hurt. I don't think he's played. You got Jackson Hayes. He's been hurt a little bit. He played some minutes, but Drew
Shout out
Holiday.
UT.
Alejandro, you cannot sit here and say that getting Zion was the wrong move when we haven't
It's
even
been
seen
20
him play.
games. It's also been 20 games. Like
Yeah, we haven't seen the guy play, dude.
they're
You can't
supposed
sit here
to
and
lose.
say that.
In my opinion, they're
I mean,
supposed to
I
lose.
feel like that exactly proves my point. We haven't seen him play. It's a
So how can you
fourth
prove it
into
was
the
the wrong?
season.
So how can you say it was the wrong move?
I mean, that was his biggest like concern going into the season.
As the Pelicans, I'd
we haven't seen him play
rather
yet.
lose games and then get a better pick and then have Zion just come. Like this season's irrelevant. Like I feel like it's not that big of an issue even if he sits the All-Star break. I really don't care. Like if he'll get back and he'll be just as good. Like the season isn't that big of a deal. I don't know. I feel like if you're in the Pelican spot, you want to lose games.
Yeah.
And that your number 1 pick isn't playing isn't the worst thing to happen because you're just gonna get a better pick.
Okay, I'm just gonna name some similar body type players: Charles Barkley and Blake Griffin. Have they ever won any championships?
but those are you bring up
Blake
elite.
Griffin's
You're bringing up
crazy.
elite NBA
Blake
Okay,
Griffin's
talent.
I
Blake
am,
Griffin's
but-
one of the best. Like
So are you-
If
NBA
it's a
Wait,
right-
hold on,
if it's a right move for the Pelicans, that means they're
hold
gonna
on.
go
Are you arguing that body type doesn't equate to championship?
Yes, I'm arguing that right now.
How does that body type not equate to
I'm just using history right now?
If you have a big body, if you have a big
Draymond.
Yeah, what about Draymond?
Draymond. What's up, dude?
I'm not talking about Draymond.
I don't think your body type equates
down
to
Draymond. I'm really worried.
I don't think anyone has ever been like, dang, Charles Barkley didn't win a championship because he was like a big dude.
Randall
like,
looks great.
Dude,
Randall looks great. He's dunking on people like every other. No,
I'm
body type. I'm talking about body type.
Nah, but I just reject that notion. That was a hilarious notion that championship and winning is due to your body type. Well, so if you're skinny, you win championships. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I mean,
so any up and coming basketball players, bro, lose some weight. Maybe get your ankles skinny. Do not hit leg day, bro. Don't lift either. Become super skinny. Because according to Alejandro, skinny equals chips. Big equals don't make the playoffs. So
who won MVP? Who won MVP last year?
Giannis.
Is he a fat guy?
Is James Harden skinny?
Hey, Giannis.
He's a guard.
He's a guard.